Okay, let's work on this puzzle business. See if we can make some hay. This is a classic trap. What happens is that when he takes the queen, he loses control of his black squares. Jump. Costs him a piece. Whoops. Haha, he can't take my knight. If he takes my knight, I'll take his queen. Well, sometimes, you get exactly what you ask for. Ouchity ouch, this guy's in trouble. Crunch. With instantaneous speed. I was so shocked when I saw it, I had to look at it for a few more seconds to make sure it was correct. This queen h7 check looks so devastating that it forced me to go, well, what if I just go draw? If I can suck his king into the corner, with king takes rook, obviously he can't make that, that's checkmate. So he does it here, and it clears, queen h7 check is great, but I can't go to f7 with that bishop there. So that's how you got rid of the bishop. Deflected the bishop. So now, check. He's got to go back to defend his rook. So rook takes pawn check. King to f7. We hit him with rook to f2. And then king to g7. Rook takes rook. Or rook takes pawn, king to d7. That one's the same story. King to e2. We could play rook. No, just play rook here. Rook here, it's the same story. Play rook to e7 check. He can't defend. He cannot defend his rook, but he loses contact, and he can't counterattack our rook. If we go rook to g2, he counterattacks with king to f3, or king to f1. So we just have to avoid. We have to attack him as king without allowing a counterattack. Yeah, well, good luck with that. Hey, I might have been stupid and played rook takes rook. Maybe not, but, it's possible. Well, that was 3 quickies. This one doesn't really count so much as an end game. Struggle. Just a tactical, exploitation of the X-ray. Rook checks, he couldn't counterattack something with his king. And the 2 rooks, as you saw, in coordination with either, at this point, it doesn't matter where he goes, he gets the same result. King c2, rook c7 check. Again, he cannot counterattack another piece. So e2 or c2, the result is exactly the same. We hammer him with a 7th rank check, and we pocket the rook. So pretty good. And that was easy. That was the deflection of the bishop. That one was, well, look at this again. I don't know. Might be helpful. This dark square business. So this comes from a Queen's Gambit declined something, maybe a Slav, I don't know exactly. But this comes from, or is most commonly from, an opening trap. Queen's Gambit declined. I don't know specifically where knight to e4 is a mistake. Probably the correct move is bishop takes knight. Because there's another one, Bogo Indian has the same kind of sequence. The dark square bishop is required to keep the queen alive, as bizarre as that sounds. So he wants to have the double attack here, which this move is queen e4, knight to e4 is not a good move, because the best case, the worst case scenario, black can just go bishop to e7 and then whoop-de-doo, okay? So knight to e4 is just misreading the entire position. It's not going to, this pin on this knight's not going to ever amount to a hill of beans. I'm going to double his pawn. Really, that's well, I guess it's deceptively attractive, but he just walks into, this is kind of the black side, where in the Philidor defense you have that there's the Philidor defense, there's a trap where black plays bishop to g4 and then white just checkmates him, based on that thing that he's thinking the knight is pinned to the queen, which it isn't, because he moves it with, he ends up checkmating him. So it happens for white in the Philidor, it happens for black in this Queen's Gambit declined whatever variation. Because now he runs into problems that there's only one piece defending the d2 square from this bishop that goes to b4 check and this knight if the bishop takes the queen. So, white has just fumbled away a piece. But he's going to get this guy's queen. Then you're dusted, buddy. So you play bishop takes, because that's checkmate if he doesn't take. You can't play, well, you could play knight takes, but it's inferior. I say that, but yeah, it's, that is the correct move. Goodbye, queen. And now he moves his bishop away, or takes your knight. He moves the bishop away, knight goes back to e4. Or c4. Well, I would go e4 myself. Bishop retreats, knight e4. King takes knight, king takes bishop. Now, no matter how you slice it, you're a piece ahead. So that was a interesting little bit of a lesson there. You can't be making assumptions. This is a very important one, because this shows you exactly what happens. Well, that knight is pinned, or is it? So look at those pins. When have bishop pins knight to a queen, it's not absolute, and you see exactly why and what that can mean. It can mean you're doomed if you're not paying attention. So hopefully this worked out for you, because this is a very important lesson. Like the video, subscribe so you get more just like it. You guys know what to do. I will talk to you later.